Hey, it's Steve Zelnardo here with Remax Experts, Zelnardo Associates. Real quick update on the market. Current inventory, we're at 10,536 units, so up about a couple hundred since last week. Sales are up to 1,018 in the last 7 days, so up again about, let's say, 50 to 80 units from last week, which is good. So basically ebb and flow right now as the inventory is coming on, it's coming off, which is good. That's a good sign. Even for us, we did a few deals over the weekend. One of them was a property that we listed a little bit higher. The sellers wanted to try out a different price. Ghost Town, I think we had one showing. Then we adjusted it to where we're going to list it at. And then we have a slew of showings, people coming through the property. And then ultimately, again, that dies off. There's no one showing the property again. Adjust the price again, another like about 3%, something around that nature. Then we get into a few more showings, but still Ghost Town. But it was enough just to bring in the right buyer because it brought the right buyer's attention where they wanted to pay the property closer to the mark that we kind of listed at. So it gave them some room for negotiation, which was good. So again, this is like, I think we had about 12 showings on the property. We had to pick this is, as a professional, this is what you got to do is know who your buyers are. And this is exactly, the buyer that came for this property is exactly what I told my clients was, and who was going to pay the most amount of money. Because ultimately, especially like Brampton, Caledon East, areas like this, a secondary apartment is very attractive to the demographics that are moving into those areas. So without having that, you got to focus on a different demographic in order to pay more money for this. And this is what we did, and we got the right buyer for this. It's conditional. We have a condition on sale of purchase of property, which is fine. We know the property is getting listed, and it still gives us an opportunity to sell the property. And this is the times we've got to be able to kind of make your own. These deals got to work somehow. So ultimately, you got to press them and then keep rolling them until they get done. So we have a 30-day condition on that. Talking about the market itself. I mean, these articles are all, I stopped reading them because it's all redundant information now. Like, I get this, 300,000 new home rentals to avoid a quadrupling gap. Yeah, I get it, for sure. What does that mean, though? Should you put money in the market now, start buying multiplexes? Not now, maybe in the future, sure. Yeah, I mean, they're talking about how the market's kicked in and there's a recession, stuff that we've all known way before this was all reported. What I do want to show you is this, basically the value. So basically in February 2023, so remember February of this year was a hot month. We saw bidding wars come back into action, and again, guys, bidding wars. Let's face it. So they sold for today's market value, which is about 20% below last year's pricing. So, but again, it was active. There's multiple offers, and people were showing properties. Some of our listings, we had one in Patterson Community, had 55 showings, which is wild over the weekend. So, but again, bidding war. We set up for a bidding war. We get no offers on the date, even though we had about 55, 60 people through. Even someone did a pre-inspection on the property, spent $500, and still didn't come to the table with an offer. So then what you got to do is cancel, relist it at more of like a coordinated price with the market, and maybe bump it up a bit for negotiation rooms, and then ultimately we found their buyer. And this was like 2 or 3 days after, and this is exactly what we told our sellers. Don't panic. The good thing is we got 55 people through the property. We showed it as very if we listed it at the normal price, we wouldn't have had all those people through the property. So it was necessary to what we did and kind of get that action. And we sold top dollar for that property too. But have a look at this. So if you look at February 2023 average sales price, again, this is all the demographics here, or the geography of all TREB. So York, Toronto, Simcoe, Peel, Halton, Durham, and Dufferin. So it's a big slew of areas combined in here. If you kind of look at the average sales price, $1,095,000, and then Feb 2022, which was the start of the heart or the heat of that market, where it's almost at the topping of the height of the market. I can't do March yet because we haven't finished March and we need 2 weeks to get statistics, so we'll work with Feb right now. But if you look at this, the average sales price is $1,334,000, which basically equates to about 18% down from last year's value. And this is interesting. So the amount of sales is 4,782 this February, and last year was 9,000. So it's basically down 48% year over year. And this is where we're starting to see agents struggle, because one of our photographers asked me, he's like, I work with different realtors. I'm asking them the same question. and I'm going to ask you this question. I go, okay, let's send it. And he's like, how do you find this market? I said, it's a good market. I mean, we're doing well. We're continuously selling and buying for clients. We're getting a consistent flow of listings. Yes, is it more difficult to sell properties? Yes, but I'm not, I'm used to difficult things, so it's definitely not taking me out mentally or my mindset. So we're having a traditionally good year, and I would imagine a lot of agents that had good years or a good year last year, well, half of those sales have eliminated, and I'm still doing the same amount of business as I done last year. So, just interesting. I also want to show you this. So this is obviously a macro version of this. Let's show you a micro version. I'm going to take out two properties in the New Kleinburg area, one that sold in 2022 and one that sold in 2023. So these are basically townhouses. Let me try to cover up these names here. Okay, cool. So this is a townhouse. So this one sold, if you kind of look here, March 25th, 2023. So this is just now. N-unit townhouse in New Kleinburg area, sold for $1,180,000. Okay, so rear parking. This is on Barron's, the main feeder. This is how the house looked, right? So then we get into like top dollar, Barron's. So this is basically 2022 Feb. So 1.5 million rather, It's N-unit town, same product, same look, nothing really done. It's not like it's been fully renovated. It's like even the floor is still like a laminate upstairs. That sold for 1.5 million in 2022. Then you think, oh, maybe it's just a one-off. No, then there's another one that sold for 1.5. April 12th is the last. April's the last of the height. I sold a lot of my investment properties and personal residence around this time too. It was, if you weren't informed, you were still buying at these high prices, but the market was already dead. Again, 1.5 million. Again, the same builder quality finishes, right? So anyway, you kind of look at that. That's about 22% difference from the same product from 1 year. Year over year, from the height of the market to now this lower part of this market here. And to be honest, March was a very hot market. So even that one selling for Feb was a very hot market. So in March rather too. If selling for 1180 in a hot market in 2023, if I would have chimed back, let's say of August of last year or like September, I bet you that property be lower than the 180. But yeah, just to give you guys a quick information here, just what's happening currently on the market. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me at 647-962-4372. If you're having troubles selling your property, you need some guidance, especially sellers out there that need to get sold and it's not getting done, or they have some questions on their future and what they want to do. If they want to cash out now and hold tight and then buy back in at a lower rate, we can always have these conversations. We're free for you guys. Also, we got Mike Gaddy on staff too. He's awesome, same mindset, and we brainstorm on everything that comes through. So let's have a great day, and we'll talk soon. Ciao.